something like a big deal. I'm something like a big deal. I'm something like a big deal. I get chicken bust still in my life real. I'm something like a big deal. I'm something like a big deal. I'm something like a big deal. I get chicken bust.
Alright, Clippers versus Jazz. Who you got?
Clippers. Clippers in 5. That's a fact.
Jazz in 7.
Yeah.
Jazz in 7.
What?
I got Jazz in 7.
Jazz in 7?
Jazz in 7.
Jazz in 6.
Jazz in 6?
Yo, y'all
Clippers don't do it. They never do it. Bro, they're not a play, bro. Nah, they never get far.
The Clippers are not a playoff team.
I'm going with the Clippers at 7 though. Because they, unlike most teams, they wind down in the playoffs.
Well, I like to add to that if they stay healthy, their problem is somebody important falls off of them at the most important portion of any series they're in every year. So that's the thing with health, with older guys that's aging and who don't play, or who play most of the season, like whenever they're not hurt, they play the majority of the season. But that playoff time when everyone, as I said, is playing at the top of their game, suddenly those bumps become more physical, them picks become more solid, you know what I mean? And the dudes fall apart when they've been frail all year long. So, if they can stay healthy, I agree.
Right, they can't take the grind.
Nah.
That team, they can lob up all day, but they not taking a grind from nobody. That's why the Grizzlies always gave them problems, and if they got past them, they went down quick fast in a hurry to whoever was next.
And that's what I was just saying. They're not a playoff team. All right, they do all that. Like you said, it becomes a half-court game, and the Clippers not a real good half-court team. They want to get up and down real quick, so they can just throw it to DeAndre or Blake, so they can get their little fast break dunks. But Jazz is they're like the new Memphis Grizzlies. Very good defensive team, young with lots of potential. They like to grind it out.
Good veterans around their team.
And
Joe Johnson.
Joe, shout out to Brooklyn, Joe Johnson. we miss you, Joe. Come back. We miss you.
Miss Joe for real.
Come back, Joe.
Listen, when you got when you got what we got, yes, we miss Joe. We miss Joe. But I was saying,
they got George.
They got a lot of veteran players, and they got two nice young big men, Derek Favors, who the Nets traded after drafting him over DeMarcus Cousins. I don't understand that. Anyway, and then Rudy Gobert, real nice, like he's
honestly, I think he's
like DeAndre Jordan.
No, I think he's better. He's better than
he's better
than him. He can create his own shot. He can create his own shot if you give him the ball, he can. DeAndre just needs it he needs a point guard. You get what I'm saying? DeAndre, to me, he can't create it, and that's going to be the difference. That's going to be the game changer. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be the matchup right there. Gordon Hayward and Blake Griffin. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be like the game. They're going to be the game changers.
The main reason Gordon Hayward matters, the Clippers don't have a small forward. That's the real reason why. If the Clippers had a legit small forward, then nobody would be saying Gordon Hayward right now. He's a solid player, don't get me wrong, but.
Been on the Clippers because the Clippers had an early exit last year.
And the year before that.
But last year they could have went far. Remember they were plagued by injuries. There was 2 or 3 players that went down. That was our big players.
Who did they lose to last year?
They lost to the Blazers. They lost to Portland.
To who? Top 5 point guard Dame. That's who they lost to. Top 5.
Yeah. Remember, the Clippers had Paul hurt, and then so was Blake was hurt. So I kind of agree with my man. So so the Clippers stay healthy. So they should be able to pull it out. But not only that, historically, the past few seasons, Clippers have had decent records. So they're not the same historical Clippers that was bad in the 40s and 60s and the 80s. This is a Clipper team. This is a Clipper team that's better. Stat-wise, at least a proven winner during the regular season. So so the question they have is can they win it all? But but this Clipper team has proven that they can make the playoffs. And I think they should be enough to beat the Jazz in the first round. I think they.
The Clippers are a professional disappointment team. They got Doc Rivers. They got all these exciting players. They're young. They can jump. They can run. They can shoot. They just keep losing, man.
They got all
I have no
endorsements.
faith in that crew at all. None whatsoever. None.
If they get past the Jazz.
If they get past the Jazz. That's why I'm like,
So do you think this is the Clippers' last hurrah? Like if they don't get, if nothing, if this is a make or break season for them, if nothing happens, they don't get past the first round. Because if they do get past the first round, they're gonna have to face Golden State in the second round. You know, so
Vacation.
yeah, so they gotta.
They don't get it now, Doc.
I think they need to break that whole squad.
This is a make or break season regardless.
they need to move that whole team to the East
They
Coast.
had enough time. I agree with you.
Why?
I don't think because they're not.
Something about their spirit is East Coast to me.
Definitely.
Something about their spirit. I think because of Doc Rivers, they're an East. There's something about them. They have an East Coast DNA, and they're out of place out
They
there.
don't have that West Coast grind to them.
That's what it is.
Whereas the West Coast is tough, it's gritty.
But that's what the East used to be.
Wait, hold on.
The East used to be
The East is still pretty though.
Yeah.
No, the East is very competitive, but the West is top heavy. They do just enough to stay in that top four. But when the playoffs come,
they can't sustain.
they show us how soft they really are as a team. DeAndre, he's a soft center.
So
But they're not good enough to beat the bad teams, though. They're good enough to beat the bad teams.
Yeah, they're good enough to be who they're supposed to be.
Money make a nigga change. Make your day one, bring the pain where you stain. Blood stains on the sofa, cause it's soldier. Ain't wanna tell a nigga what a coke was.